Good evening. Welcome to this week's episode of It's My Turn Now, where once again you get an opportunity to just let us know what's on your mind. Let us know what your thoughts are about program I'm looking. I'm just noticing uh, may not be live on Facebook for some reason. Um, Once again, Facebook is, I guess, maybe possibly have blocked me off. I'm not sure. But we'll get it figured out eventually. We'll see what's going on with Facebook. Um, but thank you again for joining this week's episode of It's My Turn Now, where once again you get an opportunity to just let us know what's on your mind, let us know what your thoughts are. Hopefully we'll get back on here on the air. It's showing me on my computer that we're not live, but hopefully it'll come on. But again, so glad to be here once again on this week's episode of It's My Turn Now. Last week we were out of town. We were out of the country. We were in Nassau, Bahamas. Had a beautiful time. The weather was beautiful. The fellowship was beautiful. Just had a fantastic time in Nassau, Bahamas. There's so many wonderful things to do in Nassau, Bahamas. Uh, just the fellowship, the people. We were able to minister a couple of times there, and just had a good time there. And glad to be back. Of course, when I came back this cold weather here, so that's very challenging when you come back to that weather. But all things give thanks, so I'm just thanking God that I made it back safely over there. Well, tonight's episode is holiday expectation. The reason why I decided to discuss that, I want to know what your thoughts are. This is holiday season, and a lot of people are dealing with a lot of challenges, a lot of different issues. Some people get excited. I was talking to someone, I was at a bank today, and I was talking to someone, they said every time the Christmas music came on, they just got tired of hearing it. They're tired of hearing the Christmas music. It's just weren't in the mood for hearing that kind of music. So we know what your thoughts are, because when you think about the holiday season, it affects many people in different ways. Some people get excited about the holidays, and some people are sad about the holidays. And so, what are your expectations? Are you expecting to have a great holiday? What are your plans? Thanksgiving is this week. Are you planning on spending time with family and friends? Or there are a lot of places to go. If for some reason you're unable to make it with your family and friends, there are a lot of places that are serving free food. If you know someone, a location is serving free food, please add it to here, because they meet someone that may want to maybe by themselves and want to find someone who they can spend time with. So put it in the message. Let us know. Again, it's my turn now. As we always say, let your friends, family know it's my turn now. It's on the air. But once again, I actually encourage you to share. On Facebook, and they're doing a number of different things. StreamYard's doing a number of different things. Instead of actually allowing me to see the normal picture, I guess it has portrait or landscape or whatever. So now it's showing differently, I guess, on Facebook than normal would be. So it's a narrow view. So, but nevertheless, you can hear me and see me. So I guess that's the most important thing. Let us know what your comments are as you're on here. If you're on here, let us know. Thanks, Sis Walden says, praise the Lord, everyone. God bless Sis Walden. Thank you for joining. It's my turn now. Certainly, I appreciate Sis Walden. She's been very faithful throughout the years. I've been doing this about 5 years now, believe it or not, about 5 years. And Sis Walden's been very faithful as far as supporting. She's normally one of the first ones to come on. So, and she's one of the first ones to share. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming on. Want to give a shout out to my friend Bishop Alfred Amos, who is having a birthday today. So I don't know if he's going to be watching the program or not. He might be out celebrating his birthday. So if you get a chance to holler at Bishop Amos, just tell him I said happy birthday, and I hope he's enjoying himself. Not only is he having a birthday, there are a number of people who are having birthdays on today. So I guess I don't want to just shout out to him. Maybe I'll shout out to some of the other ones who are having birthdays on today. I know Benjamin Morris is his birthday as well. He's celebrating his birthday as well. Let me see if I can find out who all else I wish happy birthday today. So many people. I saw somewhere on Facebook where they had a list where you could find how popular date your birthday is. Are you in the top 10? How unique your birthday is? And so I just wonder. I saw it, but I couldn't figure out how to work it. I'd be kind of interested to know where my birthday lines up. So let me see if I can find out who else has birthday. Again, we're talking about holiday expectations. What are your expectations for this holiday season? Are you excited about it? Are you the type of person who gets excited for the holiday? Um, I know when we're younger, we always were excited. Now, as you get older, are you still excited? There's some people still are very excited about the holiday season. I'm excited because I know this time last year I was having health issues, and I'm feeling so much better. I've come a long way, and I'm thankful for that. What are you thankful for as we talk about Thanksgiving, or you just think about the turkey? But you consider Thanksgiving as a time of really being thankful, appreciative of where God has brought you from. What are your thoughts of, especially around Thanksgiving and the holiday, and what are you doing? I remember my wife. When my wife and I, we used to, when we were in Evansville, there were many times we support giveaways during the holiday. Uh, since we've been here, my daughter and I, we helped with the Moselle Sanders feeding people during the Thanksgiving days. And so there's a lot of things. Have you thought about volunteering? Have you thought about what you can do to help and support other people? What are your plans for Thanksgiving Day? Unfortunately, some people have to work. I remember I used to work at the hospital, and it seemed like every holiday I had to work. Also, when I was with AT&T, for years I worked. Where I had my daughter, I worked every holiday because there were a lot of parents who had children who wanted the day off. So plus, it didn't hurt that they paid us double time and a half for the holidays. So if I worked Thanksgiving the day after, I get paid the equivalent to a whole week's pay. I don't know if AT&T still does that because they made so many changes. So are you going to be working? Are you going to be working on the holiday? Or are you going to be spending time with family, friends? What are your plans? I'd like to know what your plans are. And of course, um, we don't cook chitlins around our household. My wife used to make them every year. About 38 years ago, 39 years ago, I had never actually really watched anybody cook chitlins. I never watched it. And I actually saw her clean them, and that kind of took away my desire to have them as much. So every once in a while, I'll eat them. So if someone, I may eat like two strands of with some hot sauce. If somebody who likes to clean, because sometimes people don't necessarily clean their food. So if you like to clean your chitlins and you got extra plate, feel free to call me up. If you don't deliver, I will come pick it up. Just depends on how far you're away. If you're out of state, it's not that deep. But if you want to share some with us, last year, Sister Renee Crushfield, she was kind enough to brought me some by, and she knew I had just recently got out of the hospital, and I appreciate that, Sister Renee. If you're watching, if y'all see Sister Renee, not only she's a gifted singer, but she has a very kind heart. And I thank God for her. Thank God for her and Nene and company doing some great things out there. And sometimes I think it's important during the holiday season, especially Thanksgiving, that we just take the time to reflect on how really blessed we are. Take the time to reflect on how blessed we are. Take the time to show someone that you appreciate them. Too often time, people are not appreciated. And people need to feel appreciated. Not only, well, they know they're appreciated. Does an individual know that they're appreciated if you don't tell them? Sometimes people just assume that they feel appreciated, but often people don't necessarily know that you appreciate them unless you actually come out and tell them. So it'd be good to give somebody a phone call, reach out to someone. I do like the idea during the holiday season that a lot of people are giving out turkeys. Our prayer was to be able to pass out some turkeys, and we were at Light of the World Worship Center Ministries. We were able to pass out some turkeys to help some families to just a small little token to help their help their holiday be better. Once you get that meat, you can always throw vegetables and things like that. I remember we were coming up, we didn't always have a lot, but one of the things, if we ever had meat, my mom, she knew how to throw some vegetables together, and we had a full course meal. So if we can help somebody to Thanksgiving to be just a little bit brighter because of meat, because everything's so expensive now. People getting laid off their jobs, and so the question is then again, it goes back to where your expectations. When you see that people are getting laid off their jobs, people getting fired, they're just letting go. Uh, are you expecting a whole lot from people? I'm not really expecting a lot because I'm not expecting a lot because a lot of people are not actually in the position, even though they may want to be a blessing, they're not in position to be a blessing. People are trying to make it. Kind of like the song on Good Times says, scraping and surviving, scraping and surviving. That's what some people are doing. God bless Sister Sarah Cobb. Sister Sarah Cobb. She's watching Praise Lord, and God bless you. A lot of people are struggling to make it. And we have to be aware of that. Sometimes we don't realize how difficult some people are having it. I remember years ago, Evangelist Mildred Boyd was preaching. So it's been a long time ago. She was preaching, and she talked about this woman, how nice she dressed so nice. Every time you saw her, she was dressed nice. But the Lord told her to be a blessing, to give some money to her, and she didn't. Well, I guess she questioned God to a certain extent, but she was obedient to the voice of God. And the lady told her, said she was broke. The clothes she had was clothes that she's had for years. You can't always look at a person and engage how well off they are financially. So if God lays on your heart to be a blessing to somebody, you don't always have to ask questions. Many times God places you on a person's heart, be a blessing. Just go ahead and listen to the voice of God and be a blessing. A lot of times I try to carry $2 bills with me, and I pass by some. I go to a restaurant. I go, especially on holiday season. Those even through the drive-through, I had just $2. But sometimes small as that can mean a lot to somebody. It may not change their financial status, but it lets them know that somebody cares about them. So during this holiday season, what are you doing to let someone know that you're caring about them? What are you doing to go out of your way to be a blessing? What are you doing to go out of your way to just to encourage somebody? We especially with the body of Christ, we all be purpose in our heart that I'm going to encourage as many people as I can, not just think about me, myself, and I. How can I be a blessing to someone else? The scripture says, let not every man seek his own wealth, but the wealth of another individual. That's saying so many of us are so concerned, how can I make it? How can I get to the top? But how many of us are concerned about somebody else? How can I sow into somebody else's life to make their life better? How can I make somebody else's holiday better? You see, Sister Gwen Tinker, God bless you, Sister Gwen, my niece. How you doing? So you got that right. Just obey. So many people are now obeying. That's true. I often say every week you hear me say, because God has placed on my spirit, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying. Let them hear what the Spirit is saying. I believe that God is talking to us, and we just have to be sensitive and position ourselves so we can hear the voice of God. And two, show kindness. Let's show kindness toward other people. When we were in Bahamas on last week, we had such an awesome time. There was a young man that the Lord just told me, just encouraged me. I was encouraging. He sung for the praise team, approximately 26 years old. Sung for the praise team. I said, listen, I watch you on TV. I watch you on YouTube, rather Facebook, and you're doing a tremendous job. He said, thank you, sir. 26 years old. That was about 10 o'clock Saturday night. 3 o'clock, approximately 3 o'clock Saturday morning, he went home to be with the Lord. You just never know what your last words, how much that's going to impact somebody. I pray that those words were encouraging to him. You just never know I went to my dentist office on last Wednesday. One of the dental technicians there, she used to attend my Bible class. And I said, is she here? They said, no. They said, she passed last month. And you just, so many things are happening. So that's why I'm saying, take the time to be kind. It doesn't cost a lot to be kind. Take the time to say something. If God placed someone on your heart, call them up. Let them know you're thinking about them. Give somebody a hug. Maybe, you can't hug everybody because these times that we're living now, you may ask somebody, do you mind if I give you a hug? Sometimes people need to show, let someone show them that they're really concerned about them. So when we talk about the holidays, expectation, what are your expectations? Are your expectation is what I can get? Christmas time, so, and there are adults that it's all about what am I going to get? But and then are you giving an expectations to receive something? See, some people give it because they want somebody to give back to them. But what about how many of us are willing to give with no expectation? Hugs are good, as well. So hugs are good. People are dealing with emotion. I was listening just today on Facebook. There was a young lady, and she was just talking about people are smiling, but they're hurting. A lot of people are hurting. A lot of people are dealing with, and the reason why I talk about subjects such as this right here, especially this time of year, because there are a lot of people deal with seasonal depression. See, there's a number of reasons. Holiday, a lot of people have lost loved ones. A lot of people have lost loved ones this year. I want to remember the Madison family, Disraeli Madison, Franklin, Indiana. He, Leigh Madison, and the Madison family lost their husband and father. And so we want to pray for them. And so now during the holiday season, they're preparing for homegoing service for him. So this means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So a lot of people, again, when they deal with seasonal depression, a lot of people are dealing with the fact that someone who was in their life this time last year are not there. There's an empty seat at the table. And so a lot of people are dealing with that. And so we have to be aware of that. All right. So Gwen said, thank you. Gwen said, I'm just willing to give, period. And that's a beautiful spirit. Again, are we giving to get to receive back? And sometimes people only are giving to people who they know that has resources to be a blessing to them. But I found out in my short period of time, I'm getting older as the grade tells me, I found in my short period of time, some of the people who are the most generous people are really people who don't have as much to give. There are a lot of people that have a lot to give and they're selfish, they hold back, they really don't want to help anybody. But a lot of times the people I found out many times, not all the time, but most of the time, a lot of time, those people who are really give the most are people who don't have a lot, but they have a big heart, and God understands that. And to me, it's not what you give me; it's the spirit in which you give it to me. Are you doing this? I love, because we just have to have an attitude, learn how to be appreciative. And there's some people don't appreciate what people give them. We have to learn how to be able to receive. Sometimes people can give you something, and if they don't appreciate or value, they'll let you know. Well, thank you for someone was telling me someone who they had given someone some money or done something during a holiday, and they said, well, thank you for your little gift. Your little gift, I guess, to minimize their gift. And that was something big and significant for that person. So not only do we have to have a spirit of giving, we have to have an attitude, the right attitude as far as how to receive something. You never minimize something that somebody gives you because you don't know the sacrifice it takes for that person to give. Sometimes it takes that's all they have. God bless you, this year, Paul. Amen. Dr. Walton, you're 200% right. By the way, that outfit that I purchased from you, the council, I wore that in the Bahamas. A nice outfit. Might get another one. Have another one, but it's people don't realize it's just a blessing to be a blessing. I'm gonna say again, it's a blessing to be a blessing. So I always try to say, how can I bless somebody? I want to be a blessing. When you sing that song where it comes on, if I can help somebody as I walk along, then my living shall not be in vain. I wonder how many of us believe that if I can help somebody, do we focus on how we can be a blessing? Are we thankful for what we have, or are we complaining because I don't have what I want? We have to learn. Paul said, "I've learned that whatever state I'm in, there would to be content." God bless you. You look great, and also thank you. I appreciate that. Um, so one of the things I'm blessed. I lost some weight because I was wearing a 3X, then down to a 2X, and then some things I can wear extra large. So I think I'm still trying. Just went to the gym today, trying to work out. Then that's something else where your holiday expectation. Some of us we just eat a whole lot during the holiday, and then right January 1st we say we're going to start working out again. And so if we can learn kind of eat during moderation during the holiday season, eat in moderation, get what you want, but you don't have to eat all of it. I've learned not to eat. I used to feel, and this comes from our childhood, and many of us were taught, you don't leave that table until you eat everything in the plate. So I've learned not to put a lot on my plate. I went out to all you can eat restaurant on Saturday with one a pastor, and I just put a little bit of everything on my plate. Just put a little bit of everything, so that I didn't have to worry about throwing stuff away. Plus, I feel bad. You may not feel bad, but I feel bad, even if it's not my restaurant. But I try to treat that person as though it was my business. I would hate to see people put a whole lot of food and throw a whole lot of food, because that costs them. It costs them, and because when their food cost goes up, then our cost goes up. So sometimes we just have to be considerate, uh, even when you during the holiday season. If you're over somebody's house for dinner, don't load your plate up. Don't pack that plate up, and you're not going to eat everything. There's second, you can come back and get some more. That's just a little advice, and how I know it, because that's lessons learned. I've learned to do it myself. I've learned I don't fill my plate up. I used to fill my plate up, and then you say, oh boy, what am I going to do? Because I don't want to throw this food away. Well, if I don't put it all on my plate, I realize I can go back for seconds. And then I found out if I don't put a whole lot on my plate, I found I'm really not as hungry as as hungry as I thought I would be. Sometimes, saying is your eyes is bigger than your belly. Sometimes we, especially around holiday, Thanksgiving time, try not to eat too much, because a lot of us, you can end up eating too much and getting sick and things like that because you've eaten too much. I think we think Thanksgiving Day is a license to just pig out. And that's what I used to do. I used to look forward to Thanksgiving. I'm going to eat all I can eat. But I guess I've gotten a little older, a little wise, so I don't try to eat everything, but I'll try to get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this right here. That's what I do. And you can do that and still have a good time. But so what are your plans? What are your expectations? I like somebody tell us what you're expecting for the holiday. What are you when I say your expectation? Not only are you expecting to get something from somebody, are you expecting to have a good holiday? Are you expecting to go to church? We just started here. We're in Evansville for 30 plus years, and we just started ministering here in Indianapolis on June the 1st at 5200 North Shaylin Avenue inside the Lawrence United Methodist Church. Entrance number 4, we just started that, and we normally have Bible study on Thursday nights. And I know some churches that are so spiritual that they say, well, we have service on Thursday night, we don't have it anyway. Because I know some churches they have on Thursday. It makes no difference. Christmas, Thanksgiving, they don't have them. I think it's okay to make those adjustments, so that you can spend time with your family. Gwen said, I can break one meal into 2 or 3 meals, and that's wise. That's good. That's healthier for you, to break those meals up. And so we got to understand that during this holiday season, you have to just be wise. Just be wise, be thankful, be appreciative of what we have. Try to just learn to love your family, love your friends, let people know that you love them during this holiday season. Our attitude. And so I'm expected to enjoy my family, especially my mom. Very good. And that's good. And tell her I say hello when, because it's important to enjoy your parents while they are alive, because once they're gone, that's it. And for many people, is the holiday can be kind of sad because their parents are no longer with them. I was just sharing with my wife, um, Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas. Ever since my wife and I got married, um, the Christmas Eve was the time that we got together with my family, and Christmas Day we got together with her family, and we still get there with her family. But the main ones who we spent time with, my mom and two of my sisters, my brother, they're all gone. So it's just myself and my one sister here. I have no immediate brothers and sisters here in Indianapolis, and so I have some relatives in Oklahoma City, Chicago, but that's it. So the ideal and meaning around Christmas and Thanksgiving holiday, it has shifted. And I'm sure for some people who've lost loved ones, that it's shifted. So the meaning has changed. This girl said, be thankful, Psalm 100, enter his gates with thanksgiving and to his courts with praise. Be thankful to him and be blessed. That's a very good scripture. And I agree with you 100%. But sometimes people have a hard time, because I deal with people in counseling. There are a lot of people that have a hard time being thankful, a hard time being grateful. There are a lot of people that have a hard time emotionally during this time of season because um, they're grieving. They're grieving the lost love. They want to be upbeat. They want to smile. So I think it's important that we be sensitive, check in with a family, check in with a friend. Because the person smiled doesn't mean everything's okay. So sometimes I'll ask people, how are you doing? And my wife would tell you, when we go to a restaurant, I ask a waiter, waitress, how are you doing? And you just really don't know what they're doing. We talked to a waiter yesterday. We were out to dinner, my wife and I asked the waitress, how you doing? And they took time to say, hey, I'm dealing with some things. We were out on Friday, my wife and I. Friday's our date night. We try to make that our date night on Friday. And so we were out Friday and we talked to a young lady. She begins to tell us, she got a lot going on. There are people that are out there struggling, these waiters and waitresses. I'm going to say this right here. My daughter used to work at Applebee's. One thing she said, Dad, she was younger than teenager. She said, Dad, she said, one thing I hate to say it, Dad, she said, the Saints are some of the worst tippers. Let that soak in for a while. We should be the biggest giver. We should have the biggest heart, but the Saints are the worst tipper. Don't, Saints of God, don't go to a restaurant and ignore it. A lot of these waiters and waitresses depend on those tips to survive. And I think it's kind of sad because the companies are passing responsibility to take care of their waiters and waitresses onto us, the consumer. But nevertheless, that's the way it is, and I think it's important. So, be honest with my daughter, she's the one who encouraged me to give. I don't give less than 20, 25%, 30, 40% tip. I don't. And if they do outstanding service, I may give them 50 or 75% tip. And maybe everyone's not able to do that. And I'm able to do that because there's times I couldn't do that. But the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. Let me see. Kay says, moderation, Thanksgiving, best meal, freeze well, and use leftovers to make other recipes. See, there you go. That's a cook for her right there. She knows exactly what to do with those meals that you don't have to eat it all. So you can freeze some of it and put it away later on. And sometimes those turkeys and dressing and freeze them. I did read here recently, just FYI, that it's not as healthy to put stuff in plastic bags to freeze them. Now you can do some research on that, and they said sometimes glass containers. I forgot what else is safer. I don't think the glass container freeze, but some other containers they said that you can put them in. So those are things, little tidbits that we have to be aware of. See, Gwen says, if I can help or bless someone, I'm going to do just that. All right. You can come on down here and bring some of the good old food. I remember when we went to Alabama for first Thanksgiving, I went to Alabama with my wife, and I'm telling you, boy, we went from house to house. That's when I wasn't eating. I didn't hardly know what the word moderation was. We ate and we ate well. I ate till I couldn't hardly walk because the food was so good. Every house we went to, they're all chefs. They can cook. You see, my daughter used to work at Applebee's. She told me the exact same thing. That's sad. That's really sad. So hopefully, that's something you can do. Be a blessing to somebody else. During the holidays, because those waiters and waitresses, they're trying to make money too. And I did not know till I knew someone that worked at Golden Corral, which I rarely go to Golden Corral, but I used to go when we were in Evansville. That's probably one of the best Golden Corrals in the state. Is the one in Evansville because they can cook down there. And I found out that they were like $2-3 an hour is all they get. And they work hard. I kind of think this is me thinking sometimes. I think it's really unfair that we pay a percentage of what we spend. Now I tell you why I say this, and maybe you might disagree with me. And I was sharing this with my wife because sometimes I'm thinking because somebody works at Golden Corral. And the meal is what, $20 or so a person, $19, $15 a person, and 15, say $20. 10% is only what, $2, 20% for $4. They may work hard, if not harder, than somebody who works at Ruth Chris or Cooper Hawk or one of these one of these fancy restaurants, just because the meal is less. That's not indicative of the quality of service you're getting, but we pay them more because we feel like that they deserve more because we pay more. Think about that for a while. Maybe just me, but I just think I've seen restaurants where the waiter or waitress did an outstanding job, was a high-end restaurant. They worked hard, so I give them more than just. I might give them a 50% tip because I don't think they should deserve less because my food cost was less, especially if they give them better services. Maybe that's just me thinking. So I don't know. $2.15 their pay. $2.15. That's nothing. I mean, really, and some of the people are there because, I mean, some people are actually falling on hard times right now. Look what's going on with the federal government. They laid off so many people. Now, at the same time, they laid off all these people. At the same time, they're cutting benefits, they're cutting SNAP benefits to people, and where are they going to turn to? Really, they're cutting the benefits. But the billionaires, as we say, and you may have heard said, they're making more and more money. I guess I have to watch what I say because if I say too much, Facebook tend to want to pull me off the air and not let me. But that's a fact. Mark Zuckerberg and these guys, they're making all kind of money, and the people who really need it. And I'm a firm believer. Police officers, firemen, school teachers, I think those are individuals who really need to get paid. They need to get paid the money. The school teachers, they go through a lot. But our value system in this country is not as well as it should be. But I think the power should be somehow to double what school teachers get paid. See, that's what my daughter pay rate at Applebee's. That was at Applebee's. That's at Applebee's $2.15. Wow. So think about that. We have to think about that whenever we go to the restaurants and we're eating and realizing that people have to live off what you give them. I was at a restaurant. I was at Denny's one night. A brother and myself were at Denny's, and there was a table probably about 20 people right next to us. Applebee's, no, Denny's rather. They had the long table, stretch the table out where people, and the people laugh and have a good time arguing. They'll run the waiter crazy. I saw that they were right next to me. They get this, and when they left, she looked so sad, and I started talking to her. She said, Said, no one left me a tip. No one left me a tip. Now, that is sad. She works that hard. And folks can really work a waiter or waitress. They can really work them. They work there that hard. And so about what was the total bill? She told me the bill. I tip. I don't do this all the time. I was able to do that. I'll say I was able at that time to do that, and God placed some heart on my heart to do it. I said, I'll go ahead and tip you for there, and just the biggest smile went on the way his face. I mean, I can't see 20 people, not at least one person, being considerate, especially come from church people. We all be most generous, most kind, most giving people around, not the most selfish, inconsiderate, unthoughtful. Oh my God, that's right, Gwen. Oh my God, that's right. I mean, I felt sorry for she. It pulled my heartstring because that woman would look sad. You saw how sad she looked. I couldn't help but to say, "Wow, what can I do?" So uh, wow, I always tip 15 to 20%. That's good. And that's what we should do. There's some people I've seen people that have money. I go back a lot of times. The ones who have money are I was with someone, had plenty of money, but didn't hardly want to tip a person. And so I'm going to tip. I'm sorry. I'm going. I would even tip someone even if I'll tip them even if they don't give good service. I call them my grace tip. I may not give them as much as I would give somebody who gave me outstanding service, but I just call it a grace tip. They don't deserve it. I'm gonna give them anyway, unless you ball me out. Now I've had waitress act so nasty, uh, super nasty. I mean, you have to be pretty bad. I've had about twice that they were so bad and I said no, they're not gonna give. They're not gonna, they don't deserve. When you act nasty, people and they're coming to your place of business, you should respect that person. So I had that, but most people, by and large, are not like that. Most people are hardworking. Uh, so I do too. Uh, most people are hardworking. They're dedicated, and they're committed to what they're doing, and they're there because a lot of times these parents, these some of these waitresses have kids, 5, 6, 7 kids, single mom. We've talked to my wife and I've talked to a lot of waitresses, because I engage with them and we talk to them. Have a lot of kids and single parents. They're struggling to make it, so they need that. And you walk away and not give them anything. You know, I tell people that we are to be conduits. My expectation this holiday season is to be a blessing to somebody, to be a blessing, to bless somebody. The Bible said, to whom much is given, much is required. God does not bless you with resources just so you can say, look what I got, look what I've amassed. God blesses you so that you can be a blessing to somebody. And I pray this holiday season that we have the mindset that we can be a blessing. My expectation is to be a blessing, not to get. And my expectation is that I want to be appreciative. I want to be appreciative of everything that God has blessed me with, everything God has allowed me to do. I want to be appreciative. I want to show the love of God. That's my expectation, to show the love of God, to encourage somebody, to edify somebody. Maybe someone who's lost a loved one. Maybe you can spend time. Maybe this might be their first time being home by themselves. Invite them to the house. Bring something by. Ask them if they want something. If they want you to bring a dinner to them. Because there's some people who are in need, but they may not feel comfortable asking. So that's how can I be a blessing? Going to Thanksgiving holiday this week and then going to Christmas. This is a holiday season with a lot of people joyous, a lot of people excited, but there are a lot of people that are, like I said, a lot of people are depressed, they're anxious, they're dealing with anxiety, they're dealing with stress. And there are a lot of problems. There are a lot of people who are dealing with it. Everybody's not happy about Christmas, especially if you people who have lost loved ones right around the holiday. It makes it that much worse when you have a loved one die. I had a brother that died 2 days after Christmas, and so I think about that after Christmas. So you just never know what people are going through. So Just make your best to try to help somebody, encourage somebody. You know, sometimes we, be a blessing to your pastor, first lady, but not only just be a blessing to your pastor and first lady, but be a blessing to somebody else. Find somebody else to be a blessing to. I'm not saying to neglect your pastor or first lady, but there are a lot of people in the church you can be a blessing to. So sometimes we heap all our praise on one person, we forget about that person who doesn't have. So my focus is on trying to be a blessing to somebody who is less fortunate, somebody who doesn't have it, not just who somebody who has resources. There may be someone who doesn't have resources. Give and it shall be given to you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Again, anybody have any expectations? What are your expectations this year? You're so right, Gwen. So you can see and feel sadness and depression on people. A lot of times, Gwen, you can see it and you can feel it, and that's bad when you can see and feel it. But there's so many people that are hiding it. They're depressed and they're hiding it, and when you feel it like that, it's really bad. Because sometimes when people get so depressed, then they become suicidal, and you don't know it. Very good. So I let the Holy Spirit lead me. That's true. That's true. And we should be sensitive. We should ask the Lord, show me, Lord, show me. I always ask God, give me the words to say to someone. Show me how I can encourage someone, how I can edify someone. Because it does take the Spirit to show it, because people are so good at masking their hurt. And when they go by themselves, then that's when the heaviness falls on them. Sometimes people okay when they're around people, but when they get home by themselves, that's when depression hits them, and we have to be mindful of that. And so we, at the end, one thing, you can't, if you don't have resources, pray for someone. God lays someone on your heart, pray for them. God laid me on your heart, pray for me. We just have to learn how to pray for one another, and just be encouraging. We can make this the best holiday ever for somebody by not always in getting a gift. Just call and encourage them, as Sister Renee did last year. Sister Renee Crestfield brought me a plate. My wife and I a plate. She said, Bishop, I want to bring you a plate. And so I thought she was kidding, but she actually went out of her way to bring that plate by, and I appreciate it to this day. Follow the leading of God. Amen. So true. We got to follow the leading of God. And sometimes, and when I say follow, and I don't say be contradictory, follow the leading of God, but sometimes you don't have to have a prayer meeting. If you see something, there are times when I carry $2 bills, I'll hand people two, three, or four $2 bills. And sometimes I used to, like, you see people on the corner and you say, well, they just not really, they probably crooked or whatever. I said, well, I'm not even worried about it. If they're on the corner, then they most likely need some money. I remember I saw a gentleman. I was in Evansville. This was last year. Well, maybe early part of this year. I was in Evansville, and I was at Golden Corral outside. No, it was last year. Outside Golden Corral, and I gave a guy a $2 bill, and man, you would have thought I gave him $20, $100. He was so excited. I went back looking for him so I can give him some more, because I really realized how much that meant. You don't have to have a whole lot to give to somebody. You just never know how much a small amount. Encouragement goes so far. That's right, Disraeli. Encouragement goes a long way. You just never know. You just never know how you're going to be a blessing to someone by just showing an act of kindness. So this time of Thanksgiving, hope your expectations that I'm going to make this not just only a good holiday for myself, but for somebody else. My expectation is to be thankful, to be appreciative, to be grateful for everything that God's. Be grateful for your health. I mean, don't wait till you're like me, was in ICU last November, and then realize I'm thankful every day, because you don't know how close we can come to death. I had no idea, and if I was close to death, until the doctor said 2 hours later, if I got in the hospital, I would have been gone. I had no idea. So, we can't take every day for granted. Sometimes we take too much for granted, and we can't do it. Yes, they just found this young man in the river this week. He was going through a bad divorce. Don't know what happened. That's so sad. People are dealing with a whole lot of situations, and I hope that we just take the time to encourage somebody. I am going to ask against those who can't share this right here because um, somebody may need to hear this. Somebody may need to be encouraged. The Bible says godliness with contentment is great gain. Sometimes people are sad because what they don't have. But if we can learn how to be thankful and focus on what we do have, focus on what we have, and be appreciative for what we have, you'll find out life will be a lot better. Sometimes people complain about what they don't have, but I'm learning just be thankful for the simple things. This case of pack and wrap leftover meals on paper plates with utensils passed out to homeless. That's a very good idea. Very good idea. You know, I will say this right here. I never forget. Um, Bishop Ephraim, he's gone to be at the Lord now in Nigeria, West Africa. He was here in the United States, and we all went out to dinner. We went to Golden Corral, and he got so sad. And I said, "What's wrong, Bishop?" He said, "I'm looking at the food that people are throwing away." He said, "My country," he said, "people be willing to kill, figure of speech, be willing to, well, they may be willing to kill too, but I don't know." But he said they'd be willing to kill for the food that people are throwing away. And I never forget when I was in Nigeria, I had some food I was going to throw away, and I saw someone, and I offered it to them, and they were so excited that I offered them. We take what we have for granted. We shouldn't. We have to learn how to be more appreciative. Yes, can't take anything for granted. Great idea. Swin said, great idea. First Timothy, but godliness with contentment is great gain. We as saints of God should of all people learn how to be thankful and appreciative. Thankful, an attitude of gratitude should be our attitude. Too many times we're blessed, because our attitude should be infectious. Our attitude should be such a positive attitude that it encourages other people to say, what is it they have that cause them to be thankful and appreciative, not because of things they have, just because they recognize that God is good. And that should be the attitude that we as of the people of God should have. People shouldn't look at us and we're complaining and upset and mad, angry. We should have a positive attitude. We should learn how to be grateful. Paul said, wherever state I'm in, there would be content. We got to learn how to be content. Wherever state we're in, we've got to learn how to be content. If we can learn how to be content in whatever state we're in, then we're blessed. Learn how to be content. Tell somebody, be content. Trying to find out who else that had birthdays today. Well, anybody else that had a birthday that I didn't call your name today, I want you to know I'm wishing you a happy birthday. Wishing you a happy birthday. Danielle Norris, Zion Albers, today his birthday. Marilyn Dunlop, Mona Kelly, Lisa Kelly, Stacy Atkins, Shawnee Lee, Pastor Oscar Houston, St. Louis. Wishing you all happy birthday on today. And a lot of times there, Marilyn Hester, which was Bishop Arnold Schauss's sister, today would have been her birthday. She's a sweet sister in the Lord. She's gone on to be with the Lord. Also, Dr. Eugene Lundy, his birthday would have been today as well. Anybody have any comments before we're about ready to wrap this segment up for tonight? I appreciate you joining us on tonight. Like I said, last week we were traveling from Bahamas to back to the States, and we were not able to do the program on last week. But again, I appreciate each and every one that's on here that's taking the time. We appreciate your comment. Again, share this. Hit that share button and let me know if you share. Type in share so I will know that you shared it. I'm so thankful for each and every one. This is wrapping up. we're getting close to the end of this year. Can you believe that? Close to the end of this year. Next Monday, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think next Monday is the 1st of December. We talk about how fast this year is gone, but I mean, this year is gone by. I don't know about you, but this year is gone by extremely fast. We're going to look up, it's going to be a new year. So uh, we just have to be ready. God is soon to come, and we have to learn how to love each other, appreciate each other, be careful, be mindful of our attitude, be mindful of our actions, because actions speak louder than words. The people are watching what you say, people watching your expression. My wife was talking about how just the kids at her school saying, Miss Walden, you're always smiling. A smile means something to someone. Just have a smile ministry. Sometimes people look so mean. Have a smile ministry. People see you and see the smile. That might be a testimony to you. Why are you smiling? Because God's been good to me. I enjoy it and will share it. Thank you, Gwen. I appreciate that. Let's see. You and Shirley have a blessed Thanksgiving. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, fast. I missed. I'm not sure what you meant when you said yes, fast. I don't know if you tell me I need a fast on Thanksgiving night or what, but you say yes, fast. You might have to kind of clarify that. I'm not sure what you mean. Probably wouldn't hurt someone to cut back on Thanksgiving. I try not to wait till the first year to make a resolution. One of the things I'm trying to work out, I actually went out today, worked out. I'm trying to just work out, and I looked at some pictures of myself on Facebook because Facebook would go back, show you some pictures 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, and I guess I was in denial. I was sharing with someone. I saw a picture where they actually sent me a picture today. I told them I didn't realize how big I was. The jacket, like the button, I told them if the button popped, it would put somebody's eye out. That's how tight the jacket was, and you don't realize that until you start losing weight. And so I've been blessed to lose weight. I've been cutting back, and I can tell the difference, and I can feel the difference. Let me see. The year, yeah, the year. You're right. The year is going by fast, and so we have to look back on the year and say, what have I done? I think it's good. A lot of times people make New Year's resolutions, but I think it's good to have a New Year's check. Check on yourself. What have you done better this year than you did last year? And what can you do better next year? So we don't have to wait till New Year's Eve, December 31st. We can start working on being a better version of ourselves this year. I'm working on being a better version of myself. I want to be the best version of myself I can be. I'm not letting people get to me. I'm not letting people dictate my attitude. I'm getting my marching orders from God. If people want to treat me bad, that's on them. I'm still going to show love. I'm not going to show negativity. I'm not going to try to run people down. I'm going to pray for folks. I want to be a source of encouragement, not a source of discouragement. I want to be a source of encouragement. God bless us, Jamie. Been listening for a short while, and I wanted to wish everyone a happy, safe Thanksgiving. Thank you. That's so thoughtful of you to come on, wish us a happy Thanksgiving. We appreciate that, and that means a lot. Just people don't have to be nice, and I appreciate you saying that. People do not have to be nice. It doesn't take a lot, and that's what we're saying. It doesn't take a lot to be kind to people and to put a smile on someone's face. But essentially, we need, again. I'm telling you. Maybe if you don't have any resources, call someone up and just tell them I'm thinking about you. Tell someone I'm praying for them. Share a meal with somebody. If you know somebody that doesn't have or can't get out, some people just can't get out. What are your plans? Sister James said, Amen. God bless Sister James. What are your plans? Like I said, because we just started ministry here, we normally have our service on Thursday nights, our Bible study on Thursday night from 7 to 8. We won't be having this coming Thursday for Thanksgiving. But I just told everyone, let's go support another church. My goal this year is not only to focus on my ministry, my church, but how can I be a blessing to other churches and other pastors? And so I'm not sure whose church I'm going to go to, but I'll be at somebody's church on Thanksgiving, giving God the thanks. So I encourage you, find a church, somebody's church to be a blessing to, encourage them. Pastors, I pray as we as pastors that we focus on more on supporting other pastors and ministers, and just try to be blessing one another a lot. We are blessed. I have service. My services on Sunday morning from 10 to 11. The latest I've got now is 11:15. God's blessed us some good quality service and get out 11:15. In the meantime, I go there, after I leave our church, I'll go to another church, bring off and try to support their church and be a blessing. It's not, I enjoy going to people's churches. I enjoy going to other individuals' Bible study. You never get so to the point that you know it all. Sometimes preachers feel like I know all, I don't need to hear from anybody else. But if people can sit down and listen to you, you ought to be able to sit down and listen to somebody else. So my expectation of at the end of this year and going to next year, again, to improve on myself, to work on me, to be the best me. I can't spend a whole lot of time looking at who else is doing wrong, who's not doing right. I got to focus on me. I got to be the best me that I can be. And when God shows me something, be honest with myself. To be honest with myself, and whatever God shows me, I want to be honest with myself and not make excuses. There's always room to grow. There's always room to grow. When I do couples counseling, a lot of times I tell people there's enough you can go around. Enough. What's the word I'm trying to say? Everybody, trying to point the finger at the other person, but you have enough to go around. Both of you can work on yourself. Is what I'm normally trying to say. It's not just one person, but both persons. So, and that's what I have to be aware. Just be honest. I want to grow. I want to grow in God. I want to grow spiritually. I want to show the love of God. I want to be thankful. And if we can learn how to be more thankful, just thankful, because when you learn how to be thankful, that will dispel a lot of that depression, negativity, a lot of times now. James, come visit us in New Direction Church. You won't regret it, and you get to see me worship in the choir. Well, that's definitely an added incentive, because I know you're a worshiper, and I will keep that in consideration. What time does your service start? Let us know. Anybody else? Let us know what time your service. Let us know where you having service at, and what your service time and how long the service times are. Last year, I wasn't even healthy enough to go to anybody's service, so I'm very thankful. This year, I'll be able to go to somebody's service. I know I've gone to Mount Cam, which used to be Mount Zion, but I've gone 2 years prior to that. I went there on the early morning service. Sometimes let us know what time the service are. So, well, yeah, a couple more minutes. Anybody have any comments before we go? I pray that you have a fantastic week, a fantastic Thanksgiving, that you will just realize and be thankful for what you have. Give God a praise. Let's see, this is James 11:30. Is that what time it starts? It starts at 11:30, and about approximately how long is the service? But sometimes people have service an hour and a half. Sometimes people have full services. So and that's up to them. I have no problem. People go as long as they want to go. That's up to them. But I do enjoy visiting a church, because you grow. No one person knows it all. You grow, and I try to be a blessing. Funny thing happened to me about a year ago. I was here. Weather was bad. Couldn't drive to Evansville, so I was here, and someone invited me to a church. Invited me to their church, and I get into the church, and I lost the address. So I get in church. I'm sitting there. I don't see them anywhere around, and I realized after I got there, someone put me up close, that I was at the wrong church, different denomination, everything, totally different church. Did I get up and leave? No, I said, I'm gonna come and be a blessing. So I was there, supported the service, gave an offering, a blessing them. Just never know how God's gonna bless you. And then I started talking to different people, and come find one person. We had went to same high school together, and so you just never know. Just make this time a time of reach out and extending yourselves to other people. Just show the love of God. Just never know. The Bible says steps of a good man are ordered by God. So you just never know why God sent me to that church. So I sent to that church. I was able to be blessing them, and I received a blessing. I love y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. Listen, we love y'all. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Be a blessing, be encouragement, be thankful, be appreciative for what you have. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Be thankful, be appreciative, be grateful. We love you. God bless you. Love each and every one of you. Tell somebody that you love them for the week's out. Do something good for somebody for the week's out. We love you. Take care, and God bless you. See you next week for another episode.